The COVID 19 pandemic has affected one and all and prompted the need to adopt new norms and behaviors. We are learning something new about the virus and the disease every day, and this new emerging knowledge has been critical in shaping our response to this health crisis. However, is this information, which is important for our safety and well being, available and accessible to everyone? Are people, young and old, able to adapt to the new ways of living in the pandemic in the same way? Let's explore the answers to some of these questions with Nisha D'Souza, a talented young person from Mumbai. As someone with vision impairment, what would be her advice to science and health communicators and decision makers on building a more inclusive and sustainable system of communication? Well, let's hear from her. Hello, Nisha. Welcome to this discussion.
Hello.
Tell us a little about yourself. What are you studying?
So my name is Nisha D'Souza and I'm 17 years old. I've just started my 12th grade and I'm a humanities student. Apart from school, I also play three musical instruments. And I have a great interest in psychology as well.
Music and psychology, great interests. Which instruments do you like to play?
I played the piano, violin, and guitar.
That's really cool. Well, with this pandemic turning our lives upside down, all of us faced various challenges in our daily lives, be it with understanding the whole situation or adapting to the new normal, as we call it. So, what challenges did this pandemic bring to you personally?
So when it started, I was among the batch of 10th standard students that had just given their boards, and as a result, the last few exams of mine had been cancelled. Um, and obviously, that was a a big issue. However, that got resolved. I got a good percentage. I got promoted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Um, the but as I the issue changed to since it was online schooling, there was a problem with the content that was provided to me, the notes that were provided to me, as not everything was um, textual. There were a lot of PowerPoint presentations that people did, both students and teachers, to help understand concepts better. And a lot of the information that was provided in these PPTs and even the other documents were they were given in a visual format. Often they would even just upload plain um, pictures for us to download. This would be easy for other people for them to take, say, a print or like write them down somewhere. But for me, it was a problem. I had to get them converted into a format where I could read them. Um, and this was the only issue I had with online learning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with outdoor activities, since social distancing was encouraged and I needed a guide at all times, sometimes there were issues since I needed to, like, someone needed to be near me while
Mm-hmm.
I walked outside. I had made some effort to train mobility and uh, s- start walking on my own. I used to go practicing, but due to the pandemic, I had to stop most of this because we couldn't go out very frequently. Even um, entering some public transport, such as, say, buses, would be dangerous for me because I wouldn't be able to get an idea of how big the crowd is and if I should wait for another one or not, since
All right.
too big a crowd could be a problem.
Hmm, I see. I'm glad you shared your experience. Sometimes we don't realize issues or challenges that others face just because we might not be facing them. And thanks for bringing them up. Really useful for educators, communicators, and decision makers. So, they can make processes for education and travel, or, those involved in precautionary measures during such time as this pandemic more inclusive for people with vision impairments. Do you think more awareness about accessibility might help?
So with regards to the online learning, if
Mm-hmm.
there were people who were in charge of maybe converting those images present in the notes into a textual
Mm-hmm.
format that would be easy for me to read, then that would be appreciated. And with regards to the mobility issue and the guide problem, maybe if people were given more information about um, what our needs are, and some concession was given to whoever required a guide. Also,
Right.
um, maybe more for the white cane users.
Right.
Yeah, maybe if they were recognized more that this is why they are using it.
Great suggestion. I really hope this comes to action. Nisha, apart from your school curriculum, you might be learning new things about the pandemic, right? Like the science or the statistics. What are your preferred sources or medium of learning?
So one would obviously be from people around me. So since mm, that is a subject which is constantly being talked about, another would be news websites, Google News, and basically doing a search on the amount of cases in an area. Also, YouTube provides a good number of videos with news about it.
And do you find these sources accessible?
Yes, they seem so, most of it.
Well, that's good to know. Where do you feel they can be improved? Do you have some suggestions for science communicators and journalists?
Again, some websites have their say the statistics they are provided to us in a form of an image. So instead of a table displaying all that we can read, there is just an image that we aren't really able to make sense of. Um, and I had forgotten to mention this before, but I am um, a totally blind person, so that I wouldn't be able to see this at all. So that would be something helpful.
So, more descriptions to images and graphs, right?
Yeah.
What about the new life in this new normal? Would you like to share anything about that?
Maybe since uh, big crowds are an issue, maybe if there was some sort of indicator that warned you that there's a big crowd here, or even if there was a person who could tell you this, it would be helpful, so we could avoid such crowds.
Well, let's hope that this happens. There's a system for that, and is useful for many people in our country and worldwide as well. Thank you so much, Nisha, for sharing your experience. We have some great points that, as communicators, journalists, or decision makers, we can look at to bring accessibility to the forefront, especially in future pandemic like situations. Thanks a lot. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you.
Well, that's the end of this enlightening chat with Miss Nisha D'Souza. My name is Sonal Katyal, and this interview has been produced as a part of Planet Dialog 91, an international participatory webcomics project. Supported by DBT Wellcome Trust India Alliance, Manchester University, NHS Foundation Trust, Wow Bagger Productions, Interfor South Africa, Royal Society of Chemistry, Science and Technology Facilities Council UK, National Institute for Health Research UK, Blastfest, Welcome Education, and the UK Academy of Medical Sciences. A special thank you to Dr. Sarah Heather Iqbal, who has been an invaluable part of this project. And a big thank you to Dr. Sam Taraporewala, Director of the Xavier's Resource Center for the Visually Challenged, Mumbai, India, for helping me reach out to a lovely group of people for this interview series. Thanks again to Ms. Nisha D'Souza for sharing her experiences and insights with us. Don't forget to check out the other two discussions on accessible communication during the pandemic using the links in the description of this video. Thank you for listening. Take care and stay safe.